Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the unveiling of the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine's Wall of Honor. My name is Bob Bainan, Interim Vice President for University Advancement, and I would like to extend a special thank you to our Board of Trustees who are with us today. Would you please raise your hand if you're a current member of the Board of Trustees so we can recognize you? And I know we're also joined by some former members of the Board of Trustees. If you're a former Board of Trustee member, please raise your hand and be recognized. Thank you all for your dedication and leadership, and it's greatly appreciated. Those of you in the President's Cabinet, and I've seen several Vice Presidents around, please raise your hands so that we can recognize you as well. It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Craig Phelps, President of A.T. Still University, to the podium.
Thank you. Great. What a nice time really to be in Kirksville. I know it's a little bit rainy, but yesterday was beautiful. You can look at those leaves out there. You can kind of feel the spirit of Dr. Still. We have our board members here to enjoy the Founders Day activities. So once again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come to Kirksville and to experience a wonderful several days and event today. We have some alumni that are here celebrating. If you're an alum, raise your hand, please. Yeah. Just an amazing group of folks. So about a year ago, we met and celebrated the accreditation of the museum, and it was a fabulous time. And thanks to Jason and his team and our advancement team and our communications and marketing team and all the folks who said, hey, let's make this museum something special. Let's make it the world's repository for the history of osteopathic medicine, the work of Dr. Still, and the history of KCOM. So we're here to celebrate what we call a big advancement opportunity. The team has done amazing. They've raised over $750,000 for the museum, and we're continuing, yay. And we're continuing to get support and donations nationally and internationally. When I was here a couple weeks ago, we had the Canadian osteopathic group come through. Jason brought them down. We had spent some time with them, and they spent some time in the museum, and they contributed to the museum and contributed to the university. So it really is truly an international and national treasure. So without hesitation, I'm going to bring Bob back and his team so we can unveil that. Dr. Wilson, our dean from KCOM, I see you here. Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Wilson. Very good. And good, Bob. You don't have a drum roll, but
1, 2, 3.
That's good.
It is our privilege to have each of you, our museum staff, unveil the Museum Wall of Honor. The Wall of Honor is not merely a collection of names. It is a tribute to the enduring legacy of osteopathic medicine. Each name on this wall signifies a commitment to the principles and values that have shaped our profession and guided our journey. The Honor Wall represents $750,000 in new support for the museum through charitable giving, with nearly 100 plates honoring our DOs, friends of the profession, institutions that support osteopathic medicine. This Wall of Honor and the valuable support the museum has received would not be possible without the generosity of your donors, of our donors. I am pleased to recognize Wall of Honor donors who have indicated that they would be joining us here today. Bob Basham and Jane Keeler, Bob Bainan, Mrs. Janet Bodell, Dr. and Mrs. Kent Campbell, Brad and Melody Chambers, Terry and Kenny Crandall, Dr. Jeffrey Davis and Mrs. Trinity Davis, Doctors Elsie and Ron Gaber, Jason and Lori Haxton, Dr. Richard Koss and Dr. Monica Haynes, Dr. Richard LeBaire and Miss Catherine LeBaire, Doctors Karen and Eric Schneider, Dr. Richard Still III, Gayla Sublette and Dr. Werner Sublette, and Dr. Margaret Wilson. Have I missed anyone who made a donation and is here today that I've not yet recognized? Well, we thank all of you, and the Wall of Honor will continue to recognize generous contributions to the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine as gifts and pledges are completed. We have giving materials available at the table next to the Still family cabin, and the development staff and myself are happy to assist anyone in learning more. I'm delighted to welcome Jason Haxton, Director of the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine, to come forward.
Thank you, Bob. It's kind of hard to imagine. A year ago, we were just going crazy over accreditation, and we've sat into that role, and the president has given us a new challenge with that. And that's what's so great about our president, our leadership, is that he challenges the museums to be the best as every department on this campus, as you can see. But then he also offers the support to make that happen too. So again, Greg Phelps, thanks so much for all you do for the museum and the school. And none of this could really happen to some degree without the amazing museum team. These are the best professionals you'll find, and that's why we're a #1 museum in the nation. And so every day I'm just proud and happy to come to work to see these people that do such a great job. And when we started to run this campaign, it's like, well, we're going to see how much money we can raise. And I thought, well, we'll get a little bit of money. And then it just started rolling in. And I was kind of gobsmacked because it's like, oh my gosh, it just shows how much we're loved and how good a job we do preserving your history as a public trust and making it accessible. And again, we are the repository of everything osteopathic for the world, and people come here constantly to be a part of this. So again, thank you for all your support, your donations, and just, again, the caring and love of this profession. So have a great Founders Week.
So we have some refreshments in the back, but I would encourage you to take the time to come into the museum and down to the old bookstore, because we have 3 new exhibits, I believe. So please check them out. Jennifer's our exhibit. Why don't you come tell us a little bit about them really quick? We got just 3.
So for Founders Day, we have recently updated our bookstore exhibit, talking all about the different architecture on campus and how much our campus has really grown from that tiny little schoolhouse behind all of you guys to this state-spanning organization that we currently exist as. We have here in Heritage Hall 2 exhibits all about international osteopathy, and then we have a new temporary exhibit in the gallery on John E. Upledger.
Very good. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So please enjoy and visit amongst each other, and we'll look forward to catching up over this whole Founders Day, and thank you for coming out today.